now on our YouTube. Still off the top. With the @ symbol in the front, so you can find it, because we're trying to get as many subscribers as we can by the end of the week. We have made an Instagram and a Twitter. They're all at the same handle. Still off the top, no space. Thank you guys, man. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for watching us, staying tuned with us. We always try to bring as many guests as we can, the best ones in the city, best ones in the state, and we're here with a big coach. A coach has been in the state tournament before. Coach Tucker, how you feel, Coach?
Man, I'm great, man. Great. Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I have a really long history with Coach Tucker. Me and Coach
No
Tucker,
doubt.
we've been cool for a very long time now, 3-4 years now in my life, and I have really a lot of respect for Coach Tucker. Coach Tucker, you've been here, you've seen me grow, you've seen me be from just a regular kid to doing what I have to do and
doubt.
excelling, and I'm really happy, really proud that you have been in my life, Coach.
Oh man, I'm proud of you, man. I've seen you at your worst. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you at your best as well.
Yeah.
You've always had a great heart, man. And I'm so proud of the growth you've made over these past 3 years, man. You could have, we talked on numerous occasions about easiest thing to do in life is quit.
Yeah.
It's easy. It takes no effort, no energy to quit. But you just kept grinding, man. You stuck to your faith, and you're going to leave your footprints here at Cleveland High School, man, in so many different areas. So I'm proud of you, man. Very proud of you, man.
Yeah, I want to thank you, because of everything you did for me. Really, like at that time when I first came here, it was kind of like, a big step. You come from the middle school and you're a new kid at the school and stuff like that. You're trying to find your ways. But I've always been pretty cool with everybody. I played multiple sports in middle school. I did a lot of things, so I felt pretty confident coming to high school. But sometimes I think you don't really know what your journey is gonna be.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So,
and then that transition is tough. From elementary to middle school to high school to college. If you're not athlete and athletes, it's a tough transition for young kids, man. So, and you just hit that. You came here, you hit that wall early.
Yeah.
But we had some tough conversations. You know what I'm saying? And you took it all in, and you took it with you. You was like a sponge, man. And then you took off, and you seen your growth gradually, man. Like what you're doing now, man. I'm super proud of you, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
let's take away the athletic part of it, just what you're doing on and off the field.
Yeah.
You're doing great things, man. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Like I said, you could have easily quit and gave up,
Yeah.
but you just kept striving. You stayed true to your faith, and look at you now, man. You know what I'm saying? We on
crazy.
top.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. Yeah,
you
man.
got your own podcast, man, and you guys are doing great things on the soccer field, man. It's been great to watch you guys compete this year as well.
Yeah.
You kept telling me too, he's like, Coach, we're gonna be good, man. We're gonna be good.
Yeah.
We're gonna win districts. So I'm proud of you guys, man. I'm proud of you as well.
Yeah, man, it's a big moment for us. I think a lot of people at home, a lot of people who watch my podcast don't really know really much about me. We have other episodes we have recorded that are gonna come out, that are gonna drop also throughout the summer, because we're not gonna be at school throughout the summer, but me and Christian, we're gonna be here around. We're gonna be helping Coach Tigard a lot with the football team and stuff like that, with their media stuff. So shout out to production, shout out to everybody back there who's been,
no doubt, man.
CHS putting everything out here. Shout out CHS Live, man. I love y'all guys. Y'all are a big part of this. Y'all are my family for real.
It's cool.
Shout out Mr. D.
It's cool, man, because I get college coaches call me like, man, hey, man, we just watched one of y'all games. I was like, that's our CHS Live. Like watching ESPN. I was like, I said, well, they do a phenomenal job here, man. So, yeah, definitely shout out to CHS Live and everything you guys do for our school, man.
Yeah, I'm just really happy, man. Like, Mr. D, he's that guy who you just tell him, hey, man, like, I got a vision, I got a plan. He's the type of guy, like, all right, let's do it. Like, he ain't never going to say no. If he sees you working really hard and you're doing what you got to do, he's always going to be that guy who's always gonna step up, man, help you out. So
yeah, Dale's done a phenomenal job since he's been here, man. He's always trying to improve. The areas of CHS Live. He's done that since day one.
Yeah.
I mean, he's here. I thought I was here more than anybody. I'm here at 6 a.m. I don't leave till about 7, 8, and Dale right behind me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's commuting. So man, definitely shout out to Dale and everything he does for our school, man. And you guys, man, he pouring into you guys daily.
Yeah.
And you see it. You see it. You know what I'm saying?
He's always working for
when
us.
I talk to you, man, you see that the effect he has on you guys. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one, but I know that aspect just being a good guy. You have always been a really good coach. You have came from being at LSU, competing alongside. You've sometimes been around Shaquille O'Neal, so How do you feel about that?
I've been blessed to been around some great men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some great character men. You know, my college coaches. I'm from a single parent home. My mom held it down for everybody.
Yeah.
So I never knew what that looked like. Uh, you know, having a consistent father in the house. You know what I'm saying? So my coaches, man, were my mentors. You know what I'm saying? And were my father figures. So you know, those guys molded me into the guy I am today. Uh, not just the coach, but the person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The man I am today. Like I said, Dale Brown at LSU, man, he's to this day, man, before my grandmother passed away 2 years ago, he used to call my grandmother regular. You know, it's after I played for him. You know what I'm saying? Checks on my mom, checked on my grandmother before she passed away. So not only did I was around great athletes, I was around great men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who molded me and prepared me for life after basketball. So I've been blessed to be around some great guys, man. So, you know, and then what I do here, man, it's way bigger than basketball. It's way bigger than X and O's. It's way bigger than, you know, wins and losses, man. I'm just trying to impact kids, man. The way, you know, my high school coach, my middle school coach, my college coaches, my pro coaches, all those guys impacted my life in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, all of them did it differently. You know, some did with tough love, some did with just pats on the back.
Yeah.
All of them had their own different way of doing things. But I took, you know, I was like a sponge. You know, I took a piece here, a piece there, and kind of put it together. And I think that's why I've been successful coaching. You know what I'm saying? It's not one way of doing things. I kind of just took pieces from all those guys and kind of put it together. And I brought it here with me from Orlando, Florida to here to Cleveland, Tennessee. Kind of the blueprint that we did there to here, and it's worked, man. It's been successful, man. You know, I had no idea I won 100 games.
Yeah.
You know,
we saw that too. Shout out my boy right here, first coach, fastest coach to ever get to 100.
That's huge, man. Because I've talked to Jason McCown, who's my mentor, who was the head coach here for. He was head coach here for 14 years. 13 years, but coached here for 14. And me and him was chopping it up last week. He was like, man, you know, we was talking basketball and this and that. He was like, man, you gotta be close to 100 wins. And I was like, I don't think about that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to impact kids' lives, so I don't get caught up in that. But then, man, we did the math, and I was like, whoa. I was like, man, I got 101 wins. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, in the little time I've been here. But you know, I text all my guys this morning, man, and 22 players I text this morning, including Miss Bender, Chuck Condo, Charlie Cogdo, Eric Phillips. So I texted a lot of those guys this morning. Just told them, man, I appreciate everything you guys did.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate the investment you made in our program. Mm-hmm. I appreciate you guys believing in me. I appreciate you guys want to be a part of something bigger than yourself. And, you know, that's why these 100 wins were possible, because of everything those guys did, man. You know what I'm saying? For not just for me, for our school and for our basketball program. So shout out to everyone that was involved in those 100 wins, for sure.
Yeah, so that season when you came in, that 2018-2019 season, we had a lot of good players on our team, a lot of solid kids, a lot of kids that are now in college competing. What was it like having to step into some shoes where a guy has been there for 13 plus years, and it's probably been a big ride for him? So.
You know what? It was an easy transition for me, man. One thing about Jason, man, like he's always gave me that. Like my label was associate head coach anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he never treated me like an assistant coach. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in the gym with those guys every morning anyway. Like we in there at 5:45 a.m. till school start every morning anyway. You know what I'm saying? So you know, my relationship with our guys before I even took over, we had a strong relationship. And we always talk about, you know, relationship first, championships will follow. Yeah. So it was easy. It was an easy transition for me, man, to step into that role. I mean, at first I was on the fence about it because I had some other opportunities at that time to coach college basketball. But man, I prayed on it, and Plus, some people was in my ear every day, every second. Really, text me or call me like, "What you going?" So it took me like 2 days to kind of like, cause I mean, I got offered a job like as soon as he, decided to resign. Got offered a job right away, and it took me 2 days to kind of ponder on it and pray about it, and then let's go. But no, it was great. Easy transition, man. Like I said, Jacoby and Grant and Clay, Michael Dale, and those guys. We were in the gym always anyway. I was in the gym with those guys when they were middle school, so we had a great relationship anyway before the guys stepped on the high school court. So yeah, the transition was a lot easier, man. Really easy. Yeah.
Yeah, because there I know that there was a lot of people, probably like even Coach Tiger right now in the position he's in, where he's this new guy, and people maybe don't know much about him. Like in your situation, people were around you all the time. Everybody around the school knew you. People knew who you were, and like he said, the transition is different from him. But I feel like the transition for you is like you said, like it was there. It was like family. It was something that you built, a relationship that that's what's really important in sports, is really having that relationship with your coaches, being able to be real.
Oh, no doubt.
And it makes you a better player. I think just in my experience, I feel like being real with your coaches is.
I'm not that guy where you like. I can't get on you if we ain't got a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't get on your butt, man, and if we don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
So even as a player, when I was a player, I had a relationship with all my assistant coaches. You know what I'm saying? So I knew they cared about me more than basketball, so it was easy for them to coach me, teach me, get on my butt, hold me accountable, you know what I'm saying, those things. But if you ain't got a relationship with your kids, man, it's gonna be hard to coach them.
Yeah.
And you see it, you see it at the college level, you see it at the pro level. It's crazy. LeBron was just talking about it this morning. How he has a relationship with his coach and how they continue to build onto their relationship. And you seen it last night when they played, man.
Shout out to the Lakers, man.
Yeah, man. AD, oh my goodness, man. AD ball last night.
Yeah.
But I've been telling people, man, without AD, they're not going to win the series.
He even scored a bucket for the Warriors and still won, man. That's a flex. That's crazy.
Shout out to my man Skylar Rimmer. Skylar Rimmer is assistant coach for Lakers. He played for me through high school when I was in Orlando. Yeah, so what's crazy is he came with he got a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was
that was the guy you posted it, right? When he won the championship?
Yeah, and he also talked to our team, man, so it was cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, shout out to Skylar. I'm proud of that kid, man. Yeah.
Hey, man, that's crazy. The connections that coaches have. All these coaches I've had on so far, like Coach Tygar, now you, and I'm trying to get Coach Boskin on too.
There you go. That's my guy. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's cool people too, man. I have a story about how we met and how we became really cool. He was a really cool guy, really influential guy. Stay tuned, man. That's gonna drop later.
Oh yeah.
But so it was kind of like, we were talking like about like people that he know, how Coach Tiger always rocking the jump man, he always like this and all that, and he was telling me, he's like, yeah, man, like connections. We were talking about business stuff like after this is behind the scenes, and I told him how, like, for me, I've always felt like the relationships you build in life is really what makes you successful. And like you said, the relationships you have with your coaches, the relationships you have with your teammates just make you a better person overall, because these people will be able to understand you not only at the sport level, but also I think outside of school, outside. And like kind of like what me and Coach Tiger were talking about, we're like, hey, like, for me, I feel like it's not really that much, but like you have 4 years here, right? But right after high school, you're going to be outside. You're going to be doing something else. If you built a really good relationship while you were in high school, these guys are not going to forget you. These guys are going to be like, like that coach is probably going to be like, you probably need a job or something's going on. And like you could probably start off just helping out. Like he said, he was like, first I was in a room, bro, breaking down film. That's how I started at Tennessee. Right. Nobody ever like went to go check on me like, oh, is Chandler doing good in the back? Like ain't nobody ever asked me. Like, bro, I was just back there grinding. My time came when I started moving up the rankings. People started seeing me. So like, oh, that was that kid that used to break film a couple years ago. Now he's up here with all the coaches. Right. And so it's kind of like those relationships that you build really make you who you want to be in the future. Maybe you don't see it at that moment. Like I've told other guys, like people have hit me up about a podcast, like, oh, like what you talk about, like what you do. And like when I made this name, like when I made Off the Top, I made it just sitting down in the classroom. I was just sitting down. I had just came back from doing the announcements for the wrestling when it was Cleveland versus Bradley. Here it was 4,000 people there, and like when that happened, it was kind of just an opportunity that I saw where I told Coach Tiger, like for me, it's kind of like the opportunity comes, and I'm not willing to let go of an opportunity that I know, because opportunities only come once, and if it's there, and I see it at my fingertips, and why would I let it slide and just let somebody else get something that I know I could excel at? Right. So I told him like, yo, like like for me, like when the opportunity came and I executed and I did pretty good, it was kind of just like when I was in that moment, I realized like this probably is like what I was supposed to do. Like I was just standing there and I was saying all these announcements, 4,000 people, the arena's packed, people are everywhere.
Yeah, you killed it.
And
I was
like,
there. You killed it. Yeah, you
and
killed
like,
it.
and it was on the fly. Like you can't mess
Yeah.
up. You can't do nothing. You on the
And by
big
the way,
screen.
this is off the top. Me and him
Yeah.
we had a conversation at all, right?
Yeah,
About
we,
this.
yeah, we,
So this is
like,
definitely off the top.
yeah, this is just off the top, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like when that name came in, like the first thing that I thought in my head was like, that's gonna be perfect for me because I'm really good at talking. I'm really good at just making conversations with people, especially my relationship like with you. It's just like I build relationships with these coaches. Like I build relationships with every coach I meet because I feel like no matter what, like something that I've learned that from just being outside, working with other people, finding different jobs and stuff like that, especially in the Hispanic community, it's like you meet so many people in your life and like you build a good relationship with that person. You could just call them right now and be like, hey man, you got a job for me? It's like, oh yeah, I got you. You just pull up and it's kind of like that. Like something that
And with you,
I
I'm gonna
thought.
cut you out. And with you, man, it comes straight from the heart.
Yeah.
I noticed it about you in our first conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anything with you, man, it comes straight from the heart. And that's what I enjoy about, about talking to you now. Our conversations we had when you were a freshman or sophomore, man, everything was like it was uncut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was straight from the heart. And
Yeah.
that's why I got a lot of respect for you.
Yeah, because like I said, like I feel like there's a lot of people in your life that sometimes won't shoot you straight, and sometimes will like just tell you like, oh yeah, like you're doing all right and stuff like that. But something that I've always chased is that person who's gonna correct me, that person who's gonna tell me like, hey man, nah, I don't know, man. I think you should think about that. I think you should sit on it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like start talking to the guy upstairs, or talk to your family, see what's going on in your life. And I think it's just that moment where you start realizing, like, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of relationships, but sometimes not every relationship is the best. So I think at the same time, when it comes to these opportunities that you get, I would say, if you're out there, you're trying to chase your dream, trying to do what you want to do, man, like find those people who are going to correct you, find those people who are going to guide you, those people who are not going to care about what people think about you. They're just going to believe in you and do whatever they can to get you to be the person you need to be. Because I know like your journey to being D1, like I know that journey was difficult because I don't have a dad. I'm a single. My mom is my only person in my household, and I'm working too, and like they're working too. So I know what it's like.
It was, man. It wasn't easy, I mean, I'm a kid. I'm a black kid who lived on the other side of the tracks. You know what I'm saying? So, it was my mom, my aunts, my grandmothers, my granddads, of course. My cousins. Like, it definitely took a village. You know what I'm saying? I had mass support. You know what I'm saying? I had people who wanted to see me excel and succeed, and my mom was the foundation of that. She wasn't gonna let me fail.
Yeah.
So she went to school here, graduated here, played basketball here. She's part of the women's state championship here as well. But I was telling one of my players the other day, I said my mom didn't go on my first official visit with me. She wanted me to see what it was gonna be like being on my own. I was like, whoa, you ain't coming, like you ain't going with me. Like, what you talking about? It's for us. We do this for us. Like, nah. She said, my mom wouldn't even talk to college coaches. She was like, hey, she'll hear him out. I'm like, okay, here's my son. Like, he's the one playing for you, not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making the decision for him. He's gonna have to make the decision because he's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Doing all the work. Yeah, But she prepared me for that moment, though. You know what I'm saying? And she was my hardest critic. She was my toughest coach. Yeah. So when I got to high school, my transition was tough, but it wasn't as difficult because she had already prepared me for what it was going to look like. Yeah. Because she held me accountable. You know what I'm saying, for every little thing anyway, which coaches were going to do. I wasn't running the streets. You know what I'm saying? When my other friends and my cousins, they out here, trying to sell drugs, to buy a pair of Jordans, and you know what I'm saying, and floss in front of the girls and all that. I'm walking up and down the street dribbling a basketball. You know what I'm saying? I lost a couple of girlfriends in high school because of basketball, but that was my passion. That was my goal to play Division I basketball. I took a different route, of course. I went to JUCO first, which that was the best decision for me at the time. Because I could have went, like back then they had what they call Prop 48. I could have went to University of Tennessee and sat out my first year. I could have went to Tennessee Tech. Davidson was the first school to offer me as a sophomore, UTC and Davidson were the first two schools that offered me as a sophomore in high school. But I decided to go JUCO. Went to JUCO 2 years, man, and man, best thing ever happened. And then I went to LSU. So yeah, the path was tough, man. But you know what's not tough? You know what I'm saying? Like life is tough. You know what I'm saying? And like your conversations were, man. Like the easiest thing to do is quit.
Yeah,
it's easy to quit. It takes no energy.
Yeah, it's real. It's real because I feel like and when you go on that route, a lot of kids, like especially here in the United States, like it's really hard to get to that level where you're in that competition. Even the college, like I think college is probably like the first step where you have to realize like it's not going to be easy.
Right.
And I think like I know that transition, especially at the time you went to LSU, there was a lot of good players there.
Oh man, it was great. So great players.
The competition was really high.
I mean, I talked to several guys I played against. My man Eddie Shannon, he's assistant coach at South Carolina now. He was starting point guard at Florida. Mm-hmm. My boy B.J. Mackey, he's assistant coach at Wake Forest. He was starting point guard at South Carolina. Like I played against a lot of dudes that played in the NBA or played professionally afterwards. And yeah, it was a grind every night playing the SEC. But once again, like I had that mentality of like, okay, and they lace their shoes up just like I lace mine up. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And growing up and my family and people around me made me tough. You know what I'm saying? So I think that goes a long way. Like I don't like cool guys. Like I don't like coaching cool kids. You know what I'm saying? You can't win with those type of kids. You win with tough kids. Like Clay McGowan was a tough kid. Grant, Jacoby, those guys were tough kids, and that's why we were successful, man. And but no, man, get back to the point of that transition, how difficult it was. Was it tough? Oh, no question, it was tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I said, those tough times prepared me to be a father, to be a husband, you know what I'm saying, to be a better brother, better uncle, you know what I'm saying. Those things prepared me for these moments, of my life that I've been through now. So
yeah, there's always a saying that I always say that tough times build tough people, and I think the reality is that that's how it has to be. If you really want to be successful in whatever you do, I think you have to have those people who are going to criticize you for what you do, and also have those people who are going to praise you when you need to be praised. But at the same time, I feel like there's always those steps in life where you need to learn that there are the things that when you get to that college level, you start realizing, oh shoot, like some of these guys, like you might see them on TV in a couple of years. You gotta find.
You gotta find. Like I tell my guys all the time, you gotta find a separation point. What I mean by that is, what are you gonna do different? Are you gonna be the first one there, last one to leave at practice? You gonna be the one getting extra reps in before everybody get there, extra reps in when everybody leave. You got to figure out how you gonna separate yourself from everybody else. Because when you get to college, everybody was a man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody was the man on their high school team. You know what I'm saying? So when you get there, man, you got to figure out how you going separate yourself from everybody else to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever your goal may be. It may be be the sixth man as a freshman, or get a certain type of minutes, or so what are you going to do to make that happen? You got to have goals, man. When you get, for me, it was waking up every morning in high school and kind of looking at my goals, on me and my brother's mirror. You know what I'm saying? And those things kind of motivated me. So everybody got to find their own niche of what's going to motivate you. You know what I'm saying? Especially at that level, because like I said, everybody was a man in high school. But I had players who were All-Americans, man, that came to LSU and, fell in the cracks because they stopped working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They got to a point where, okay, you were the man, but then when you got to college, you still thought you were the man, so you had to do less work. No. You got to even work even harder.
Yeah, college is hard, bro. Everybody's good.
Get there, everybody's good. So when
especially
you get there,
D1.
So when you get there, you got to even work even harder and smarter at the same time. Yeah. But I had I had mad resources to help me through all that, through those channels, man. And plus, I had I had great character men, leading me. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably the key is really having those, like you said, those lead men in your life. But I feel like also at the same time, I've talked to a lot of your players, today especially, because I'm pretty off the top, bro. I do it the same day. Like literally, Coach Tygart, but when we did that, he literally told me that day. He told me during second block, and we did it during fourth. Like I literally told him, I was like, he's like, hey, you down today? I'm like, let's do it. I ain't gonna say no. He's like, all right, bet, let's do it.
Right.
And so it's kind of like that. Like today, I was just in gym and I was talking to some of your basketball players, some of the young class, because I know you have lost a lot of seniors. Like the soccer team's gonna lose a lot of seniors this year. We're gonna lose 11, so it's kind of like that. So I was talking to some of the youngins, seeing where their head is at, seeing where their brain's at, and like there was these two kids that were going at it 1v1 just for fun, I guess, and like they were missing a couple layups and stuff like that. So. I was on their head, but after that, I told him, I was like, bro, there's a lot. I feel like this is the year where it's kind of gonna be like us next year. Next year, there's gonna be kids who are gonna step up. I know there's a lot of kids that want to play that varsity spot, but really have 3 months to get right. They got 3 months where they can do whatever they want to do, but a lot of people really take advantage of that and whatever you're gonna do. So I feel like when it comes to like some of these kids, like I've talked to them and they told me like we don't really know like who's gonna be the future, but there's a couple kids that I can tell you that are pretty good. I have seen it myself.
Right.
I don't know the kid's name, but he plays on JV. He did, but I think you called him up for varsity too. Really good kid, skinny.
Oh yeah, Kamante.
That's his name. Yeah, that kid's pretty
man.
good.
He's one of those kids, man, where really haven't given a chance.
Yeah,
man, he's been working his tail off, man, and not just between the lines, man. He's been working hard in the classroom. Mm-hmm. I got a freshman named D Lovelace.
I heard. That's the guy I heard today.
That kid he has a chance, man. You know what's crazy is like he spent 3 years over at Cleveland Middle School and never finished the season. For whatever reason, if academically or behavior, he's been here almost a year, haven't made a D or F, haven't missed anything, any workouts, any practices. Like, man, he, didn't miss a game this year, played the full season. Man, the kid's been working. And I think it's just, I'm not trying to, knock anybody or what they do. It's just, man, I just feel like, he's seen so he's seen some grown adults pouring into him and loving on him. Yeah. And like, hey, man, you gonna make it. Yeah. Like, you gonna finish. I told him at the beginning of the year, I said, I promise you gonna finish the season. I said, and you're not gonna make a D or F this year. So because I'm gonna be on you. So I'm gonna hold you accountable for every little thing. And he's accepted that, man. Like he comes, he has PE 4 block, but he comes to see me, 2 or 3 days a week. At 4 block, he comes down and get his work done. That's kind of like his little study hall. For at least 2 or 3 days out the week, he comes see me doing 4 block and kind of get his work done. But just stuff like that, man. With the thing, like people don't see all the unseen hours.
That's true, man. People don't see this. They don't see that. Bro.
They don't, and which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But a kid like him, man, he's gonna be one of those kids who's gonna leave his footprint here too. Yeah. Because the way he's here every morning, 6 a.m. Yeah. Get here every morning. We start school at 7:45, as you know. Yeah. He's here at 6 a.m. He called me at 5:42 this morning. Hey, coach, want to make sure he had his physical situated and everything was ready to go for the day. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he would have did that a year ago. Yeah, that's true. And not only that, then he showed up to work out this morning. So, like, when I first got here, those are things I wanted to change. Our culture wasn't bad, but I knew it needed some tweaking here and there. When I got here, wasn't a lot of kids going to college. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They were winning games, but they weren't going to college. And I was like, whoa, come on, man. I just left for Orlando, where I coached 7 years and we had over 25 or more kids signed Division I scholarship. Yeah. So I was like, it can happen here in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And since I've been here, man, we've had kids sign Division I, sign Division II. Kids getting their school paid for. We've had, since I took over, we had 3 all-state guys. Yeah. We've had Mr. Basketball. Jacoby was the first one since Vincent Yarbrough. That's been a long time. That's been a long time. So, but it was just trying, like I said, it was just tweaking things here and there, man. We average around between 10 to 14 guys every morning. Mm-hmm. You're here getting shots up, you know what I'm saying, and trying to work on their game. They understand like if they improve, our team improves.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm big. I'm just huge on, man. You got to earn it.
Yeah.
Like everything. You know, when I was young, I had to earn it.
Yeah, that's what I told the guys today too that were hooping. I told him I was like, bro, I know Coach. I know Coach, and I was like, I know how he is. I know he's a tough guy. He's not just gonna let you slide.
Oh no.
Like today, I was talking to Simeon. He was hooping with this other kid, and I asked the kid like, we were joking. So I told him I was like, hey, you ain't a hooper if you can't make 3 in a row. So he was making them. Now Simeon was making them. And then there's this other kid, I don't know his name at all, but he said, I asked him, I was like, hey, you pulling up to the King of the Courts that they be having here after school? And then he said, nah, man, I go to the Y. And I was like, but you play for the team? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, why you not here then? And he's like, oh, I go to the Y. And I was like, bro, come on, man. I told him, I was like, bro, like, if you really want to be, like, this is what I said, because I was like, bro, do you know how many spots opened up this year? You know how many people are leaving? So many kids going to college. Like, think about this. Like, something that I have thought about. When I was a sophomore, the first thing Coach Christian told me when I made the varsity team was, you're not going to get a single minute if you play varsity. You know what I told him? I said, let's see. I was like, give me 2 weeks. And I'll prove every senior that is above me, they'll be behind me. Like, trust me. I told him like that. And he was like, all right, prove me wrong. And I said, all right, I did it. And when I got my spot, the first thing that I always realized was that everybody that was behind me couldn't understand why. They'd be like, oh, like, he's a sophomore. Why would he be starting over me? I'm a senior. You know, and
it worked, man.
And like when my time got there, like I would always execute. When it got to the point where I did get hurt my sophomore year, I was playing against bigger kids. Right. Everybody was bigger than me. And obviously, height is not my biggest blessing. So like, it wasn't really up to me, but overall, I always worked hard. That was one thing that I always had was in my heart. I would every sport I played, no matter if it was football, no matter if it was wrestling, no matter if it was soccer, even through my middle school days, if anybody ever doubted me, that's what lit me up. Right. And that's why sometimes I would tell Coach Christian, like, I want you to doubt me. I want you to tell me that I can't do it. Because when you tell me I can't do it, I'll do whatever I have to do to do it. And I was like, there's so many things that come to my head. And like the first thing that comes to my head is that doubt. That doubt when they tell you, like, I don't think you can do it. Man. It's just that moment where it lights you up. It lights you up. And
I had an adult man tell me I would not, in high school, oh man, you won't play college ball. You too little. So I'll never forget. I know it. I ain't gonna give his full name, but I remember like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And that just motivated me even more to like, all right, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Yeah, I'm little, but I'm gonna prove you wrong. My heart's not little. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But for you to notice, like, to recognize that, we losing 7 seniors and it's gonna be spots available. Yeah. It's gonna be minutes out there to get. Yeah. And I've had these conversations with our young guys that are coming in, that's coming back, and it's crazy that they will still want to go somewhere else and go to the Y or go here, and your head coach is here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I'm here in the mornings. I'm here after school, and your head coach here. I'm the one gonna have the last say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm big on earning it. Like, and that's sometimes why we miss out on kids too, because they want somebody, but oh man, come on over here, man. You gonna play as a freshman? No, like I don't recruit kids. I don't, I go support our middle school and this and that, but I don't go out here talking to parents and doing all that. I'm like, I feel like, you know what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? You know what our program is about. It's bigger than one person. It's bigger than Reggie Tucker. I feel like, the work we put into our program. Mm-hmm. And if you don't want to be a part of that, then I get it. Yeah. Because it ain't gonna be easy. Yeah. Like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be difficult. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you're gonna walk away like, man, I earned that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And nobody Coach Tucker didn't give me. I earned that. I earned 25 minutes a game. Yeah. I earned all this. I earned that. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to walk away with that. I want you to walk away with that feeling like, man, nothing was given to me. Yeah. Like I earned that. I deserve. I earned that because I worked my butt off for it. Yeah, and that's like you said, that's one thing that nobody can take away from you. Yeah, can't. Yeah, nobody can take it away from you. Yeah, like one thing that I can't remember who says that, but somebody says like one thing that no man can judge you on is your effort. No doubt.
Nobody, because you really never know if that person is really giving all he has or he's just going halfway, you know. But I think like you said, you know, there, like I've said before, there's so many spots, like too many to count. Like bro, like I was telling you, like Simeon was over here playing, right? And I barely got to know this kid. I got to know this kid in this gym class. I didn't even know who he was. I used to call him Arnold because he had orange hair. But so it was him and Zakai, and they would always be hooping and stuff like that. And I've known Zakai for a while. I was in elementary when he was in elementary, so I know him for a little bit.
Great kid. Great kid.
Yeah, really good kid, really explosive, really good. Run to the basket, really good kid. But so I remember one day me and Mr. D were here at the school, just chilling. Not really chilling because we were editing videos and stuff like that with Mr. D. And like you said, you know, you're the last person to leave, and I think the guys back there, you know, I think they know that. I think they know how committed I am to this because, like, even yesterday, you know, me and Mr. D stayed here after school. Before literally, I had a game. I had to leave from my game at 5. I think it was 5:30. We were gonna meet in the back of the school to go to our game. And so we're going to East, like, we're before we went to East Ham. So I was like, you know what? I got 2 hours to make. I had to make Instagram yesterday. I had to make a YouTube. I had to make a Twitter, put all the bios, put everything out there, post it out. And then I was editing another podcast that we have coming out. So we had to do that. And then I'm just like, I'm here with Mr. D, you know, you're getting everything right. And Mr. D, he always here after school. Like, he always got something to do. So I was like, you got time? He's like, yeah, man, I got time. Don't worry about it. You can use the computer and stuff like that. I was like, bet. So I'm over here doing all this stuff. And it's just like you said, you know, the last person to leave, first person to get there. And it's kind of just that mentality in my head right now that I know the work that I'm putting in right now. People probably don't see that. You know, people definitely didn't see me doing that yesterday. But, like, in my head, it's just like, you know, people I don't think people really see how much this means to me. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yo, I know that there's so many people who, like, probably watching me be like, that kid doing all this and doing all that. But I know this is gonna be successful. Like, in my head, my belief is like that I know that I started from just doing one interview and that interview blew me up. So now I just gotta keep on going up. Like, I can't just let that tank down and just be like, oh,
keep
building. Like, and like you said, like, that's the same thing I told, like, the kids that were hooping. I was like, look, bro, like one thing that I've learned is, as long as you working and stuff like that, you really put in the work, bro, anybody will believe in you. Like I told him, I was like, bro, Coach Tucker is gonna trust you if he sees that you pulling up every day, you putting in the work. He's seeing that you here when everybody else is here. Sometimes you here later than others. Like, bro, trust me, there's always gonna be one person at least that's probably gonna be like, damn, bro, that kid right there, bro, people don't see what he be doing.
Yeah,
people don't see what he be doing.
The unseen hours, man, they come to light. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Everything you put your work into it when nobody's watching, man, that's when you get better. And then it comes to light when you step between those lines. But, you know, for our young guys, you know, like when I first got the job, the head coaching job, you go in our locker room and say, I got the first thing I did in that locker room, I put, you know, every day's a tryout. You go in our locker room, it's a big old sign that says every day a tryout, you know, and I truly believe that, you know. You got to approach each day like you're trying out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to approach each day when you graduate from college and, you know, you trying to go in that interview and try to get that job, you know, you preparing to get that job. So every day is an interview for you, you know what I'm saying? Because you preparing to try to get that job, your dream job, you know. So that preparation, you know, I'm trying to get my young guys to understand, like, preparation is key. Yeah. You know, consistent preparation is key. You know what I'm saying? And focusing on all the little details, of course. But they're coming around, man. I love our freshman class, man. We got a really good freshman group. Sprinkle in a couple of sophomores that are talented. You know, they're about 1 year away from being really, really good. You know, and then we got a couple of juniors and seniors coming back that's gonna help us and help those young guys grow even more. Yeah. But I'm excited. I'm excited about the future. You know, of our basketball program. It's definitely in good hands. You know, we're gonna hit a couple roadblocks this year, but it's only gonna make us better. Yeah. And some guys gonna have to figure out some things. You know, this summer is why we got the month of June for to kind of, you know, get out some kinks and find out who can do what and who gonna be, you know, what position, who our role players are gonna be and things like that. But nah, man, you definitely told those young guys right. Like, it's gonna be opportunities, you know, and you know, I tell our kids all the time, like, I ain't big in politics, so you know, so I don't allow, like, you know, parents and all that to run my program, man. I run our program the way I see fit, and I do what's best for our team and our guys. I tell our guys all the time, like, I can care less who your mom and dad is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I care less what side of the tracks you come from. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff doesn't matter to me. Let's put in the work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's put in the work. Let's go earn it.
Yeah, because that's really what's valuable. The work is really valuable because at the end of the day, it's for you, man. Like, it's for you. Like, you're the one who's going to be out there hooping, not the coach, not your parents. So in real life, it's really like you really got to build your own build that is really going to make you successful. So I feel like, it's really up to whatever you're trying to do and stuff like that. But at the same time, like I said, the future is looking bright, not only for us, but I think all the sports in general. There's a lot of good kids coming in. And I remember when my class came, everybody was really excited. Like, everybody was, the 2024 class, so many athletes, so many kids and stuff like that. And it's true. I think our classes really put their footprint there, showed that, we have a lot of really good athletes all around. And I think it's just really exciting for me as a guy, to be able to say, that I'm happy, to be here. I'm happy to be part of this program. I'm happy to be able to interview you. I'm happy to bring you on. You know what I'm saying? Happy for your future, your family too as well.
Yeah.
Your son.
I got a little one on the way, little boy on the way. We're excited about that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Shout out to your wife and shout out to your youngest son. I know you got another son. He's really good too. I saw him playing baseball the other day.
Yeah, he's into everything, man. He'll go straight from baseball into football, and of course football into basketball, and he did a little wrestling here and there, but he's loving baseball right now. Yeah, he really. I think that's his number one sport right now, which is cool with me.
Crazy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's playing up on an AAU team. He's in first grade. He's playing third grade AAU team, and actually, man, he actually handling his own, man. But he's a gym rat, man. But I've been blessed to have some really good guys around him, like my high school kids, Jason Brooks and Alex Hyder and Tate O'Brien that was here, and Judah, man. My son looks up to those guys, man, and he comes to practice with me all the time. He watch those guys. He'll get home and he'll try to work on what they working on in practice, man. He'll get in the driveway or get in his room, and I've been blessed to have some good guys around him that he got to see it. See what those see those guys and their progression, and he also seen the flip side of it. He's seen guys who quit. You know what I'm saying? He asked why they quit. So he understand what that looks like as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to see, both sides of it, as a young kid, and we got to have those conversations. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He knows I start somebody ain't gonna quit. He wanted to quit wrestling at one point. Nah, we're gonna finish this thing. Yeah. Because you start quitting now, you're gonna always quit when you get older. So but he's been blessed to be around some quality young men here at Cleveland High School, man. And so that's been good to see him grow, and he got to watch them grow, and and I'm excited about his future as well.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you coming out. Appreciate you, giving me your time, to come out here and talk a little bit about your personal life and your future too as well as a coach and also as a father. I appreciate you for not only being my closest coach, but my closest teacher as a man too. You've always been here to help me out, so I'm really happy that I wanted to get you on and stuff like that. So I'm really happy you out here to help me out, So
I'm proud of you, man. Love you, man.
Thank you, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, and tune in, guys. Subscribe, like up the video. We need as many subscribers as we can get. We're trying to drop more episodes throughout the summer, so stay tuned. This ain't gonna end; it's gonna keep on going. Probably other high schools are gonna be giving up throughout the summer, but we're gonna keep on going. So let's do it, baby. Thank you for coming out.